Did you know that people who use extroverted thinking, TE, as their dominant function are statistically more likely to become billionaires or dictators? Yep, T users are the ones running Fortune 500 companies, but they're also the ones turning countries into dystopias. Efficiency or tyranny, there's a thin line, and T walks it like a drunk guy on a tightrope. But what exactly is extroverted thinking? How does it function in each personality type? And most importantly, how does it turn some people into power-hungry overlords while making others socially oblivious productivity machines? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll not only understand T, but you might start questioning whether your boss is a visionary, or a sociopath. Let's get into it. Extroverted thinking, or T, is the cognitive function responsible for logic, efficiency, and external structure. T users don't care about your feelings. They care about what works. They are the get-set-done people, the ones making to-do lists while you're still deciding which color pen to use. Carl Jung, the guy who came up with cognitive functions, described T as the function that organizes the external world according to objective logic. Translation: T users don't care if an idea feels right. They care if it actually works. Linda Behrens, one of the top typology researchers, describes T as focused on outcomes. Unlike Phi, introverted feeling, which is all about personal values, T doesn't care about what should be done, only what must be done. Imagine you're in a burning building. A T user won't waste time on a therapy session about how fire makes them feel. They'll throw a chair through a window and tell you to jump. This brings us to the best types that use T, and why some of them need to be monitored closely for potential world domination attempts. Let's break this down, quickly, efficiently, and without mercy, just like a true T user would want. 1. ENTJ. The CEO, the dictator, or both ENTJs have de la T as their dominant function, which means they are strategic, ruthless, and allergic to inefficiency. They don't have time for your excuses. If you can't keep up, you're dead weight. Famous ENTJs: Napoleon, Steve Jobs, the guy who made you work overtime last Friday. Their motto? Adapt or perish. Will they take over the world? Probably. Will they be merciful? Not a chance. 2. ESTJ, the aggressive middle manager. ESTJs are basically ENTJs, but with less vision and more micromanagement. They love high rules, systems, and structure, so much so that they'll enforce them even when they make no sense. If an ENTJ is a CO, an ESTJ is the E, regional manager who emails you at 3 a.m. about dress code violations. Their motto? Because that's the way it's always been done. Should you trust them with power? Absolutely not. Thakur 3. INTJ, the evil mastermind. INTJs have T as their second function, which means they strategize in silence and strike when the time is right. They're always thinking 10 steps ahead, which makes them terrifying if they decide they don't like you. Famous INTJs? Elon Musk, Walter White, that kid in school who finished the test before you even read the first question. Their motto? You wouldn't understand my plan even if I explained it. Are they plotting something? Yes, always. ISTJ, the by-the-book enforcer. ISTJs take T and use it for consistency and order. They follow the rules religiously and expect everyone else to do the same. If an ISTJ is in charge, expect spreadsheets, color-coded schedules, and absolutely zero room for spontaneity. Famous ISTJs? George Washington, every IRS auditor ever. Their motto? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But if you break it, I will destroy you. Should you mess with them? Only if you enjoy suffering. 5. ENFP, the chaos CEO. Now, you might be wondering, what the hell is to doing in an ENFP? Well, ENFPs have E as their third function, which means they want to be organized, but they're about as structured as a raccoon on caffeine. They get bursts of productivity where they try to run 5 businesses at once, then disappear for weeks because they needed time to reflect. Their motto? What if we tried 37 ideas at once and hoped for the best? Should you invest in their startup? Only if you enjoy financial ruins. INFP, the idealistic chaos merchant. INFPs have T as their inferior function, which means they struggle with structure, deadlines, and reality in general. They dream big, but execute never. Imagine an INFP trying to run a company. It would be utopia in their head, a dumpster fire in real life. Their motto? I was going to do it, but then I got existential dread. Should you rely on them for logistics? Not if your life depends on it. Part 3. The dark side. T is Nixury. Incredible when it's used correctly, but when it goes bad? Oh boy. Corrupt T is when efficiency becomes more important than morality. It's when an ESTJ prioritizes profit over people. At its worst, T can be manipulative, because results greater than ethics. Obsessed with control. Willing to bulldoze people to get what it wants. If T had a face, it would be a corporate executive firing employees over Zoom while sipping an overpriced latte. So, should you fear T users? Yes. But should you also respect them? Absolutely. They're the reason civilization functions, but they're also the reason dystopian novels exist. If you liked this breakdown, hit that like button, so YouTube's algorithm knows you have good taste. And if you want more educational content, subscribe, or an ENTJ will personally come to your house and force you to optimize your life. See you in the next video.
You're a moron.
How?
You're a moron.
That's not me.
You're a moron. So's your mother.
Could you pay me in advance?
You serious? Pay for what? Standing there? The planetarium tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. There's the door.
The day after I was served with a small claims case, it was in my belief that he was going to continue to harass me while I was at work, and therefore I filed the protection order.
I want to tell you something. You abuse the system. I don't care what you believe. Your mother cares what you believe. Maybe your sister cares what you believe. Maybe your mother cares how you feel. Maybe your sister cares how you feel. The law doesn't give a rat's ass how you feel. The law believes in facts.
What?
Your blood pressure, Mr. Jameson. Your wife told me to tell you to watch the anger.
You tell my wife! Thank you.
Time to take your pill. Not that one. Not that one. Drink plenty of water.
Thank you.